Hey y'all, and welcome to Janet being Janet. Okay, so let me just say, straight up, plain up, flat out, ClickBait Heidi's at it again. And this time she's got herself some proof and honesty and whatever else she wants to say that she has, because I really don't care, to be honest with you. So if y'all aren't up to that, click off. I'm that person. Just click off. But if you want to hear the evidence that she has, okay, why not go through it? You know what? Miss Katie never surprises me anymore. So, y'all, don't be surprised either. All right, we're going to press play.
Hi, besties. It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Now that I'm over the subpoena stuff with myself, well, you know what's going on. I wanted to just talk to you guys about something that came into my inbox as a tip. And
well, she got anonymous source. She got a tip. You know, do you have a tip line? I mean, honestly, do you have a 1-800 number I don't know about?
I have been hanging on to this for, I don't know, a couple months now, and I didn't know what to do with it. And I got this information a couple weeks before Justin Baldoni's lawsuit was.
Then why didn't you give it to Justin? If you have all this evidence, why don't you give it to them? Are you wanting to be part of this case?
Dismissed. And I truly thought when his case was dismissed that they were going to somehow appeal it or do something because of all of the evidence that they had.
Oh, okay. So they have all this evidence, so you don't need to give them your evidence, right? Miss Katie, why are you always being like this? Well, why can't you help somebody else besides yourself?
And I thought that they had a solid case and they could just appeal given the information they had, which proved without a doubt that Leslie Sloan was giving information to media outlets. And
see, that's what you get for thinking. You think everybody should think the exact way you do, and you think everybody should do exactly what you want them to. Shut up, Janet. Everything in here is my opinion and only my opinion, and this is for entertainment purposes and only entertainment purposes, and if I fail to entertain you, guess what? I'm sorry. I really am. I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun on YouTube, and yeah, we're listening to Miss Katie. So y'all, yeah. Her voice comes with its own trigger warning, all right? I don't know what she's ever going to say, but when she says it, we're kind of like, yep, that's her. All right, let's go again.
And what she was telling them for Blake to try to spin the narrative is pretty shocking, and it wasn't all of what was reported. And I remember when I first got the tip and I was reading through what the allegations were that were given to this person, I thought
Wait a second. You said narrative. We all have to follow your narrative. This case is supposed to follow your narrative. Everything that we do is supposed to follow Miss Katie's narrative. But your name ain't up in those headlines, huh? And why did they come to you and not Candace, Popcorn Planet, or Perez? Why did you get the tip? Of all people, why did you?
There's no way that she was SH'd or SA'd or whatever you want to call it, because...
No. Stop it. Stop it. There ain't nobody that's ever been through those words and said, okay, I've been, whatever you want to call it. This happened to me, but whatever you want to call it. People don't say that, Miss Katie. You should sympathize with that. You of all people.
What she was telling people wasn't, it literally is the smoking gun. It's the smoking gun in the case that...
So, all right, so this is something big. This is huge, and Miss Katie's going to be the one to expose it. All right, let's go.
Proves that she's lying. And I have been hanging on to this for, like I said, a couple months. And when I saw it, I didn't know what to do. And then I cross-referenced.
You don't know what to do when somebody calls in or types in, whatever the case may be. You don't know what to do with it. You know exactly what to do with that. You know exactly how to use it for your benefit and your benefit alone.
And reached out to a couple people that have been anonymous sources that if I was ever subpoenaed for documents.
Ever subpoenaed? Okay, shut up, Janet. Hit too soon.
Records, I would never give up. I would never provide my source information to Blake Lively, no matter how hard she tried. And in August of 2024.
She always has an anonymous source. Always. And every time we say she's going down, she doesn't go down. She's like a cockaburr.
When everything hit the fan with Blake Lively after the premiere and all of the backlash happened to her about how she was portraying the film, how she was acting on the junket, the marketing of the film. And I truly hope that you can recognize that now that you understand what she's done to us as content creators, there's nothing.
Oh, she's a content creator. Y'all, she heard it firsthand. It came out of her mouth. She's a content creator, not a journalist, not a reporter. She is a YouTube person, commentarist. Yeah, that's what it is. We do commentary.
Things she won't do to try to flip a narrative so that it makes the other person look bad. Okay? So here are some of the things, and I'm looking at this in proof, and you can trust me or not. I think I've got...
You did not. Oh, you did not. You can trust me or not. I choose not. I'm sorry. If that's really loud, I'm sorry.
I've had a good track record on this channel, but this is how
You say what you want to on your channel. That's the thing. If anybody goes down there and you criticize you in any way, you get mad. If anybody calls you unreliable, you get mad. You do some DOX whenever it comes to something like that.
they were framing what happened on the set. This has nothing to do with just Blake, but with the way that Justin treated everyone on the film. Blake and Colleen worked endlessly on the project, and this is Colleen's story about her mother. The film is about abuse, and so for a man to try to control...
Stop it. I cannot tell you enough that you don't issue trigger warnings. Your voice, like I've told all of y'all, is a trigger warning. And if you don't want to hear this, click off. Please click off. I want you to click off. I really do.
Control the narrative about the abuse of women is not acceptable. Do you remember how they were trying to claim that Blake's point of view wasn't taken into account? So they tried to frame it like, because he was the director and had a director's vision.
You're trying to frame this movie like, or this video, not a movie. It's kind of about the movie too. Okay, I need to stop that talking. But anyways, you're trying to put this to where you're going to get recognition again, kind of like when you did the Van Zandt lawsuit, right? You want that recognition. You need your name up in headlines.
They were trying to flip it and say that a man controlling the narrative is wrong because he's the director. So it was like they're trying to plant seeds that no man should be in charge.
Oh, so your source is calling it seeds? Not even a sprout, not a bloom. Oh, it's still a seed.
Of a story about women, unless women are involved in the ones directing it. This is how they framed it in terms of a man dictating how a woman and her story is told.
And you are framing this exactly how you want to frame it. You're bringing it to your audience exactly how you want to bring it to your audience. And you are not saying allegedly, opinion, you don't say anything like that, or you haven't yet. So we're supposed to think that this is a fact. Okay, I got it.
So a man controlling the narrative about the abuse of a woman, they say it's the same as the government when they would try to tell...
They say. So that means that's not Miss Kitey's words. This isn't Miss Kitey talking. This is somebody else talking.
Women what to do with their bodies. So Blake was telling people, allegedly, that Justin...
Oh, she used that word. So how is it fact? How is it, the evidence, the smoking? Woo, woo, boo, boo. How is that if you just said allegedly?
Trying to be a director on a film that he owned, and that was his IP, and that he directed and purchased and was making the film and financed. She told people that the fact that he was doing that was no different than the government taking away the right to choose if you have an abortion or not.
Hey, yep, trigger warning. Yep, she just said that. I don't know what she's going to say, but do y'all remember something? I don't know if she still has it or not, but do y'all remember something? She had merch that said joyfully unavailable. Y'all remember that? Yeah, y'all. I'm not going to go check it out either. She already has links in the bottom of all of her videos to where you can click on it and buy stuff.
That's like such a strong leap, and it has nothing to do with sexual harassment. Get this one. The film has sex scenes. So for
why does these words roll off your tongue? They just... Ugh. If y'all haven't seen my video with the title, I don't even know what the title is, but it has a green face on it. Somebody's sick, because this woman can say so many words that I cannot say. My mouth just doesn't... Ugh. I can't word vomit like she can.
A man to direct a film involving intimate scenes with a woman without allowing the woman to have a voice is unacceptable. So Blake was planting seeds with people all over the media to make it sound like because a man is directing a film with a woman, and that because a man is directing...
That happens all the time. There's a lot of male directors out there, Miss Kitey. Do you know there is? Do you know there's women that act in those videos? Y'all, help me find the evidence. Hey, I guess we're going to wait. But help me find the evidence, because I ain't heard it yet.
It's unacceptable for any man to direct a woman having sex scenes, which is strange because her husband, Ryan Reynolds, had his hands all over Deadpool, the first movie, and the subsequent ones that had like really raunchy sex scenes.
Okay, so she won't hold her head in shame, so I'll do it for her. Quit saying words like that. If you can say stuff like raunchy, that tells you your mindset.
And I just find it ironic that it's like it's okay for Ryan to do that, but it's not okay for Baldoni. I guess it just depends on...
It's ironic that it's okay for you to do a lot of things in smaller channels, but you know what? Now that you got smaller channels that can benefit you, you're like, yep, I support a smaller channel. Okay, where's my support?
On what man is involved, but the fact that it's like because he's a man, he can't do that. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's because he did something wrong. It's because he's a man. That has nothing to do with sexual harassment, although it's quite sexually loaded and it's implying.
Why did we go from SH? Oh, no, we went from whatever it is, right? Whatever you call it. Okay, that's why it doesn't matter what she says, right?
That he did something wrong, which could be construed as a hostile work environment. And it says you cannot direct a film that is so personal about a woman dealing with an abuse.
If this was work to me, it sure is hostile.
abusive man without allowing the woman's voice in or her perspective in, which is odd because, again, Colleen was involved in all steps and Christy Hall is the screenwriter. So really it had nothing to do with...
She's saying absolutely nothing. So you know what? This is what she does. She puts everything at the end of the video. So I'm just, talking in between and giving it a laugh because that's what I call this, is a big laugh. Go to the end and see what she has to say.
Him doing anything wrong to her, which is the fact that he was a man and a man alone. And that she believed, in my opinion, that it was only right for a woman to direct it. And I believe she was doing this for the sequel. And I just wish...
I believe. Are y'all catching these words? This is evidence. This is the smoking boo boo. And what's all these little I know allegedly? What are all these?
That they wouldn't have dismissed the case because stuff like this could have come out in the trial. Like stuff like this could have proven. And this.
So you wanted to go to trial with them? Is that what you're trying to do? Or you're trying to get cozy with them? You're already in all the subreddits, right?
Could I suppose be used for defense, but at the same time, when she was running around in August telling everybody about what happened, she was implying that it had nothing to do with harassment, but instead had to do with like a woman is supposed to be in charge of a woman's movie, not a man. Setting the stage that she should be the one to get the film for the next sequel.
You make absolutely no sense. You were making no sense. You are impossible sometimes. You were impossible to talk about. Why? Because you ain't saying nothing.
He took control and insisted that they do things his way. This angered everyone collectively. He also had issues with Colleen. He took control and insisted they do things.
Y'all, don't let her anger you. Don't even let her anger you. Just don't. It's not worth it. It really isn't. Go find you a mirror and go smile at yourself because you're better than her.
His way. Imagine a director of a film taking control and doing things his way. And this is how she justified rewriting the script. Parts of the film were rewritten. They had to be because it needed to be, and they were rewritten under the instruction of Colleen Hoover. So she lied that she rewrote the script not because her husband wanted to, but because Colleen demanded it. There's no love for Justin from the cast on this film, and he will not be getting any praise from them in terms of...
He's not getting any praise from you either. Why didn't you give this to him? If it is so important that you have to make a video, why didn't you give it to him?
The promotion. His acting was phenomenal, and there's no denying this. No one will ever be able to take this away from him. The issues that arose from his directing a film so serious and so important about domestic abuse without allowing the woman's perspective.
He was being serious about promotions. He was always the one that was serious. Who was the one laughing? Blake was the one laughing. Blake is the one that you showed out.
Is the problem. So they were trying to frame it like he didn't take it seriously. He didn't take the woman's point of view into account. He didn't work with women throughout this, even though he did. After the promotion and PR for this film is over, this will be talked about, but no one wants to take away from the brilliance of the film. So again, implying...
All we do is talk about the film sometimes. If it's a thought that comes to your head, you put it on your channel. It doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't even have to be it don't even got to be about nothing. You're proving this. Nothing.
That the fact that a man directs a film about a woman's abuse and intimate sex scenes is akin to abortion rights for women.
You say those words way too easily, and you shouldn't be able to say those words way too easily. And it gets me every single time you do, because you don't warn your audience, and I don't understand how they watch you.
It proves that she's always using divisive, politically charged language to drive home points.
Go ahead, talk about politics. Come on, Miss Guy, talk about politics. Every time you do, you lose subscribers. Go ahead, talk about it.
Win narratives and win favor. This is likely what he would want, but they're not about to allow this to happen. This is why no one will say a word about what happened. So she was trying to frame it like Justin was the one that was out there trying to get everyone to say something about him, and that they were just going to say nothing because why would they say anything? That's what he wants. And then this is the part where I remember when I saw this, I was like, this is why they left him out of the promotion.
Okay, are we finally to the point where it's evidence? Are we to that point? I shouldn't be watching a video and question myself the entire time.
This is the smoking gun. It has nothing to do with Blake being unsafe around him or feeling unsafe. It was having to do with they wanted to make him look like he had lost interest, was disinterested, and was forcing everyone to do the work for him.
She won't hang her head in shame. She is too good for that, so I will do it for her, because if you're still watching this video, I am sorry.
Blake and the others in the film have been promoting this for months. Justin, on the other hand, was allowing them to do this. Also, he's lazy.
This right here has given you so much content. You should be thankful to everyone involved, because you haven't been just talking about one person or two people. You are finding every kind of in, out, switchy, snaky way that you can.
And they also wanted to make clear that Ryan had nothing to do with this, and he's not involved with the film, and he's just Blake's husband. So the real truth about why they didn't want him on the...
And you can't stand Ryan Reynolds. You absolutely cannot stand him for something he did to somebody else. I ain't gonna say one way or another. I don't care.
The red carpet, and the real truth they didn't want him to be in the promotions was so that she could frame him as lazy, disinterested. Not that he had been isolated and alienated and told he can't show up.
Nobody can call you lazy now, can they? Because you showed your Pacer account. Yeah, you certainly did. So you've been busy.
But she wanted him to look like he wasn't doing any of the work. And she wanted to make it look like she put in all the work. The truth was, is she wanted to frame herself as the director of the film, and she wanted to push him out. And I remember when I heard all of this, I was like, this isn't really about sexual harassment. Yes,
Well, guys, and then what is it about? Because you keep using those words. So exactly what is it about? What is this video about? I call you Clickbait Heidi for a reason.
touches on sexually charged issues, saying a man can't direct a film of a woman, which is asinine. So many male directors direct intimate scenes, and a female intimacy coordinator was
I love when you talk about yourself. I absolutely love it. I've gotten to where I just laugh all the way through here. So if you're here with me, thank you. If you're not, okay, thank you for watching it as far as you did.
part of this film. So it's a stupid argument. And then the idea
This is stupid. This is absolutely stupid.
that a man directing a woman about abuse is somehow akin to a man taking away your right to an abortion as a woman is insane and illogical. And really, it's just trying to frame it as though men should not be allowed to make films about women. And sure, that's a point of view, right?
It's somebody's point of view, right? It doesn't mean it's everybody's point of view. If it's Blake's, it's Blake's. If it's yours, it's yours. Everybody's allowed to have their opinions. Opinions don't make things fact, Miss Heidi.
But I think she's really saying that because, in a way, who would be better than to make the next film? A woman.
Who would be better than you to be the one in headlines? Who would be better than you? Oh yeah, we got 3, don't we? And you don't like it.
So it's like she's planting all these seeds like no man should have the right to make films about women so that she can be a woman that makes films about women. And if this set was so hostile and contained so much...
Why in the crud are we seeds? Why do we have so many seeds that are planted everywhere? Are you planting seeds? Is it you that are planting seeds? Or is Pam planting seeds? I don't know. If y'all know, put in the comments below because seriously, I don't know.
abuse and so much sexual harassment, why are the only complaints then that he was hired as the director and directing a film and the audacity that he would show up to do his job? I mean, there are literally...
The audacity that you have this named never before released evidence proves Blake Lively lied. Capital letters. I'm finally exposing the truth. She makes money on everything. We're just going to say that.
directors that's what they do. They don't give the actors and actresses feedback, or they don't give them the opportunity to take over the film. This has always been about Blake wanting the movie and the sequel.
This seems like it's common sense. I don't know. I ain't got none. My husband says it all the time. I got book smarts. Ain't got no common sense, but seems like it.
Never been about sexual harassment. And the funny thing is that the story doesn't change, right? She definitely layered in innuendo around sexual harassment, implying that sex scenes were filmed and decided on without her consent. That's a massive innuendo without saying it. But it's, to me,
I thought that bothered you. I ain't even going to talk about history, okay? I don't want to talk about I'm not going to talk about your personal life, but I don't think you should be a spokesperson for anyone. Because that's what somebody said. They went through an experience and you shouldn't be talking about them.
more so that nobody should tell a woman how to be a woman, other than a woman. Justin was on the red carpet and he made a very...
Are you feminine in any way? Are you? Because every time I've seen you live, I've never seen you wear a dress. I will see you putting makeup on, doing your hair, doing things like that. But is there any femininity to you? I don't know.
very strange comment. And they asked him about the sequel. And he flat out said, I think there's other people for that. I think Blake Lively wants that job, or she's ready for that job. Because that's what the entire fight was about. If there really was verifiable sexual harassment, and if
it's not saying fact. So you're asking a question.
what happened on that set really happened, the story would never have involved a fight over the film. It would have never involved Blake planting stories and seeds that Justin, because he was a man, had no right to make a woman's movie. Even though,
When is this seed going to grow into something that I need to know? Because it ain't so far.
Woody Allen makes women's movies all the time.
Yep, and you don't like that. You don't really like anybody who makes a video that you can't talk about, right? Small creators included.
John Hughes was all about making women's movies. I could list a dozen directors that make women's films. There are wonderful female directors, right, that make women's films.
Well, right? There's men that make women's films. There's women that makes women's films. What in the...
But I think it's just that Blake wanted to be the woman. I don't think it mattered.
She keeps saying, I think. So is the evidence something that you think? Is now everything that crossed your mind evidence?
That he was a man. I think it was just that she wanted to be the woman to tell the woman's story, and she created this narrative that only a woman should tell the story. Because none of what she said is true. Colleen didn't demand script rewrites. He didn't have fights with Colleen on the set. He wasn't at odds with Colleen over things at all. In fact, Colleen was involved from day one so much.
So all these things without didn't happen. None of that. If nothing happened, what you talking about? Guys, click off. Just click off.
So that when she was going on the promotion, all the interviews felt very out of place because I'd never watched a book or a film where the author of the book is like so prominently featured in the promotions. It was very obvious how much care and like involvement she had just with the amount she was involved in the promotion itself. They gave that to her. That was a gift. They didn't have to do that.
Should I even post this video? I mean, seriously, I'm asking the question, should I even post this video? Because the reason why I'm doing this is because she says she has evidence. So I'm expecting to hear, okay, bam, yes, this is what it is. And I'm not hearing any of that. So I'm torn. Do I post it? Do I not post it? Because she ain't saying nothing that I understand. Y'all smarter than me.
They allowed her to have her voice heard the entire time. They were involved with her the whole time. And it just makes me angry when I know I've been sitting on this for like months. And now that I'm going through
It makes you, oh, wait, hold on.
through a subpoena knowing that she's just flat out brazenly lying about me, it just should.
Oh, there you go. There you go. She's pulling it out for her own benefit. She's pulling it out of her pocket so that she has something against this subpoena. Never count Miss Katie out. I tell you that all the time because she's going to do what she can to get out of a situation.
Tell people that no matter what she says, it's always a lie, no matter what. Because there's no reason to go to the media and have your publicist tell the outlets that that the issues have nothing to do with Blake. That
You know why people call you unreliable, untrustable? You know why people say that? Because you do stuff like this on your channel. You say stuff on your channel. You post words on your channel that there's nothing being said. There really isn't. That's why you're unreliable.
and then try to frame her threats like she's projecting onto Justin as well. Like, look at him. He's not even promoting the film because that's what she was threatening to do, right? Look at him. He's just so lazy.
So you didn't have, who did you threaten with this information? Have you threatened anybody with this information? Because you're against Blake and you have clear shot evidence of something. That speaks to you as a person, Miss Katie. It really does.
Look at him. He's so difficult on the set. Like, she's acting like he was so difficult on set because that's what.
Your content is absolutely difficult. It is so difficult. But the reason why I'm talking about this in my own, for me, is because of the whole subpoena part. Because I find this ironic. Don't you think? Atlantis, who she sides with.
That's what she was doing. You know, I have thought about this so much and I've ruminated over this so much and I've
Thought. We're in her brain. We're in her thoughts. She is thinking. It's not proof.
just thought, Blake, all you had to do was go out and buy IP. Hell, Colleen Hoover has how many books still that you could probably buy the rights to? There's dozens of authors out there that all you have to do is find the book and buy the rights. You don't need to steal somebody else's rights and take over a franchise.
You don't have to steal other people's evidence, or not evidence, but content. You've said before that you've listened to 2 lawyers, and you've listened to this one, and you've listened to this one, and just like they said this, and why are you saying it then? Come up with something fresh, something new. And I already have started talking about new people because, honestly, I don't know how much content you have left.
That's just like lazy. But I don't think she has the skills or
Nobody can call you lazy because we look at that Pacer account.
even the team around her that would be able to have a pulse on what's trending, what's popular, what's interesting, because she only cares about her.
Does your pulse race? Just wondering. You got high blood pressure? Any of that stuff? I don't want to know your medical history. Let me stop that. Let me stop it. I don't want to know your medical. I'm just asking, if you put so much effort into one thing and you're so serious about one thing and you latch onto that one thing. I got ADD. I can barely sit still. How are you doing it? I don't get it.
Herself. And I think with Justin, he like kind of stepped into something almost by accident because the book wasn't as popular as it was until COVID. And then it became like this
Hey guys, it's an accident. Y'all clicked on this video. Oh, sorry, my bad.
lightning rod juggernaut book that it was like almost fell into ass backwards in a way. And I just think that she resented the fact that.
Listen how many times she said allegedly. She doesn't ever say that. And now she's saying, I think. That means it's a thought, Miss Katie.
He had a story that she wanted to tell and she felt she was better to tell it. And so did Ryan. And so they've come.
You think you're the best one to tell this story. That's why you're bringing this out now. I wonder how it's going to go for you with the subpoena. I wonder, I'm going to continue following you because of the subpoena, because you're trying to fight it with a source that says something. You're not just like, okay, I'm going to file this in motion to quash, because that's one of your favorite words. I'm going to file this motion to quash and we're going to move on. That's not what you're doing.
Come up with so many different stories. So on the one hand, Ryan's running around to some people and saying he's a predator, you can't show up to the film, we're going to like beat you up, allegedly. But then on the other hand,
Allegedly. Are y'all listening to this? Please tell me. Okay, y'all clicked off. But anyways, I'm listening. Allegedly. She don't say them words.
To the media, it's he's so lazy. Look at Blake having to do all the work herself. Poor Blake. She just put so much work into this film more than anyone else. She's the one that gave her heart and soul to this. She cared more about.
You are describing yourself with this case. You are describing yourself. It's like you're wrapped around it and you've got to find something to talk about. Because if you do not talk about this case, you just don't know what to do with yourself. That's why we end up things like this.
About it than anyone else. Justin was just this brooding, wicked, evil guy that made everyone's life hell. And then if you keep telling people these stories over and over and over again, it becomes true. Think about it.
Never. Never, never, never. You, now we know how you work. We know exactly how you work. Tell a lie. Keep telling that lie. Because if you keep telling that lie, it's going to turn into the truth. My world, where I live, No, no, no. We don't tell a lie in the first place. We're always honest.
About it. Like, think about how there's still people today that are supporters of Blake and they say, you're just running the smear campaign. But I'm not. Blake was running the smear campaign against him, and now she's running the smear campaign.
You say we smear you. Anybody that is against you, you say we smear your name. And we shouldn't smear your name. So, now that you're part of an anti, you don't grasp it. You don't get it. You are anti-Blake. And you call us anti-KJ.
Against creators, and now she's running a smear campaign against the media, and she's running a smear campaign against Melissa Nathan, and she's running a smear campaign against Jen Abel. It's her that's doing it all, and then everyone, she uses her femininity as a weapon.
I wonder if she watches these videos. I wonder, like, if Blake is watching this video right now going, oh, you know, reading the title. I wonder if she's actually doing that, and she's cringing because she thinks Katie's got evidence. They come after you with a subpoena for a reason, right? Maybe she wants evidence.
And there's been times even for me where I look at what they're saying about Blake and I get this like guttural like, oh, that's so awful to say that about a woman. But
a gut. Sometimes you make me sick from my gut.
Elicits those kinds of angry feelings because of how.
Y'all don't get angry. I'm being serious with you. Don't get angry. That's one of the worst things you can do.
Evil she acts and how vindictive and retaliatory.
Quit talking about yourself. I can tell you 500 million times that you talk about yourself and you don't understand. You're talking about yourself.
She is. I think it was best said that she's a malignant persona. And so knowing that I've sat on this for so long and I haven't told you guys, it just, I hope that they would file an appeal. I'd hope that they would be able to show this. Maybe they'll bring this up.
So why haven't you revealed it before now? That's the question. So you were going to hold on to this, right? You're going to hold on to what somebody else says. And you were going to wait till they got ready for trial. Then when were you going to give it to them? Never? I mean, this is making absolutely no sense. You don't understand how you're making yourself look.
Up in their case down the line. I don't know. I'm sure they know this. They have to know this. Maybe this is why they're so confident in their case against Blake. But so far, this information that I'm sharing with you today has never been shared by anyone. And
What did you share? I don't know. I can turn you down to just one-time speed, and I still don't think I'm gonna understand because I'm looking for pictures. I'm looking for, actual proof that I can see with my eyes. Not what somebody else says. And maybe I don't understand the word proof then.
I'll be the first because I'm tired of keeping secrets and I made my decision and followed evidence. And when I saw this was really
You kept this secret without a problem, without an issue, none of it. When you could have already been part of this and said, hey, I've got this truth. You could have already contacted Justin's side. You could have done so many things. You made your choice about what you were going to hang on to. But you want people to trust you.
The moment when I knew that everything she said about Justin was a lie. And I want to be clear, I'm not a Justin Baldoni supporter. I don't think it's fair for the Daily Mail to call me that. I didn't even know who Justin Baldoni was.
Ooh, you mad at the Daily Mail. You mad at everybody. You're mad at Blake. You're mad at the Daily Mail. You're mad at some lady over on TikTok-y Instagram. You're mad at everybody. You're probably mad at your own reflection at this point.
I'm a seeker of truth, and I don't like it when people are being maligned if they don't deserve it. Justin.
Y'all remember when she was Mommy Sleuth? Y'all remember that? And she was not happy being called that.
Really could represent anyone to me. I'm not Baldoni, pro Baldoni. I'm honestly more than anything pro Jen Abel because of what happened to her phone and the viciousness of what they did to her.
So what are you? Are you against Justin? If you're not pro, you're for, right? I think that's how that works, Miss Katie. So are you just up in the air at this point? You don't have a side? Because I thought you've been on Justin's side this whole time.
Agent for privacy. And yes, I support that Justin gets justice, but I don't support all of his views on life. I don't support him unconditionally. There's things he thinks about that I don't agree with, but I don't.
There's a lot of things that you say that I don't agree with. Kind of like this video. I don't agree with anything you're saying pretty much because I don't understand.
Agree with what she did to him. And I just wanted to share that this is a smoking gun. And I hope it might give you some understanding about why Justin knows that this case is ludicrous. And maybe it'll change some of your minds too. So what are your thoughts? Let me know.
I already told you my thoughts. I've been telling you my thoughts this entire time. Most likely nobody's listening to my thoughts because you know what? This was full of crap.
In the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to...
You don't got to give this video a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down or whatever you want to do. Because it's Clickbait Katie. That's what...
subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. And click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Don't thank me for watching. But what's coming up on your screen now is an update on my husband. Last time she did an update, she had money, donated to her. And I felt bad. And I was going to do a video on it, but I decided I wasn't going to because it's none of my business what happens in her household. Absolutely none of my business. But what I was going to do a video on is she didn't say thank you to most of the people. They were giving her money, and it was just kind of like, okay, so I'm just going to ignore it. And sometimes she would say thanks. But me, I would go through every single one of those and understand that's hard-earned money. That is money that people have to work for. Most people. Usually. So I would go through one by one by one by one, and I would talk to each and every single one of them. But she says on her videos, support the fund. Support it. But I don't want to know anything going on in her household. I don't want to know about her husband. I don't want to know about her child. I don't want to know about any of it. You want to know why? Because she plays the victim whenever she does. When she says something like this, she's a victim. And it's up to you to watch a video like that and understand that she's a victim. My opinion, only my opinion. That's why I don't say anything. My personal life is my personal life, and I think her personal life should be her personal life. That's just me. Y'all see it differently. I understand you do. And when she talks about her son, I tell you she talks about her son. Just like now, she's talking about her husband. Why? Because she puts it in the headline. Anyway, soapbox over. I hope you have a good day. Night, weekend, holiday, year, whenever you might be watching this, and remember to smile today or make somebody else smile because it really can make a difference. Am I going to post this? I don't know. I ain't figured it out. So if you see it, I posted it. If you don't see it, you don't know nothing about it. All right, guys. I want y'all to go ahead and have a good one for me no matter what is going on today, even with Miss Katie. All right. Bye.